This video is a bit different to a lot of the videos I do because I'm not going to edit this, I'm not going to use jump cuts, I'm just going to tell you how it is. And quite frankly, I am sick and tired of hearing so many horror stories about Google Ads support. Now, I offer an audit to all of my clients as the starting point of any working relationship. And during that audit process, we go through Google Ads accounts and we talk with the client around what's happened in their account, more about their business and about their Google Ads journey to date. And I have heard so many times now at this point that Google reps, the Google support team, have been telling my clients to make changes to their account that have led to the downturn of their business. Now, this happens, it used to happen a little bit, it used to happen every now and again, but at the moment, as of this year and the back end of last year, it's happening all the time. I would say, genuinely speaking, about 50% of the small and micro business clients that get the audit with lead velocity, that is about how many are seeing Google Ads reps telling them to make changes like turning on auto apply recommendations, using broad match where it's not needed, and many other kind of automations and changes like launching a PMAX campaign when one is not required in their industry. And these clients tell me the same story. They had a campaign. It was working perfectly fine. They were getting results. It was never going to be something that scaled. But now they've spoken to Google, made a bunch of changes, and all of their budget is completely wasted. And because these aren't experienced advertisers, these are not agencies or freelancers or experienced business Google Ads advertisers. These are people using Google Ads basically just to run their business. All they want to do is have leads coming in. They're not invested in learning loads about Google Ads. They just want to know, am I showing for the keywords I need to? And am I getting business? And if the phones are ringing, I don't even have to look at the system. That is pretty much a lot of the people that use Google Ads. Most Google Ads users are business owners, not agencies, not freelancers, but just business owners running ads. So when these business owners interact with Google and Google tells them to turn on these automations and it breaks their whole campaign, some of them are absolutely distraught. They are beside themselves with fear. They've got bills, they've got family, they've got employees. They have so many things riding on this Google Ads campaign. And yet Google are advising these businesses to do these things to their campaigns that really hurt their performance. And it's so unacceptable. I don't know any other product or service where the support team can materially destroy the person using the service. I've worked with all kinds of businesses and in all kinds of industries. I've used business systems like CRM systems, accounting software. Could you imagine if an accounting software business told you, their support team told you to do something that made you liable to the revenue, the inland revenue or HMRC, whichever country you're in, you have your own equivalents. If an accounting software told you to make changes to your systems in order to cause harm to your business in terms of liability, that would be crazy. But yet we just sit back and accept it, that Google can do this and can harm businesses. Now, I'm not going to get invited to any Google parties anytime soon. There are people in my industry who are freelancers, who are agency owners, and fair play to them. They never criticize Google. They go to all of the events, all the launch parties, all of the kind of speaking arrangements. That's fine, that's okay, because they're probably dealing with the upper end of the market, the large businesses potentially advertising. I'm dealing with the smaller business end of the market, and I am seeing this becoming increasingly a problem. And a recent news story I saw come out the other day kind of highlights this problem even more. So recently it came to light that if you're a business looking to get support on Google Ads, in order to submit a support ticket, you have to agree that Google can make changes to your account to even submit the ticket. Now, I'm sure you can understand there are problems with that approach. If I just want support, if I just have a question, maybe it's about an ad disapproval or something like that, and Google has the right to make changes to your account as a result of just requesting help, that's a big red flag, because we know, and I've made videos about this before, we know that Google has made changes to people's accounts without authorization. This has happened. It is documented as happening. I'm not saying it's widespread. I'm not saying it's all the time. I'm not saying it's most. I'm saying these are edge cases, but they are still happening. And now with this change in support to say I need to have Google have the right to make changes to my account just to get help, that's even more of a red flag. Hey guys, hope you're enjoying the video so far, but if you want me and my team to implement our strategies directly into your PPC accounts, head over to leadvelocity.net where you can book the ads audit. The ads audit is my framework for analyzing PPC accounts in detail, looking at everything from keyword selection and choice, match type choice, structure, website tracking, everything you can think of that makes a successful PPC campaign. All of the findings in the ads audit are documented for you to reference and for us to stay accountable, and once we've completed that audit, me and my team will go into your account, do the work, and we'll also throw in a free month of Google Ads management for free. So if you want to take your Google Ads to the next level, head over to leadvelocity.net where you can book the ads audit today. Before I continue, I want to make this clear. Google's top level support, the ones that deal with account spending, upper 5 figures, 6 figures, 7 figures a month on Google, those accounts are fine. The account managers there are fine. I've worked with those account managers at the very top end, and they're great. They give you loads of data, loads of insight. They can even give you support with creative. They can give you reports you will never see within the Google Ads interface. They invite you into beta testing for new features in the Google Ads interface. They have strategic help. They have analytics help. They have tagging and tracking support. All fantastic. That's all fine. But these people I'm talking about at the very top actually work for Google. They are Google employees. These are people within Google who sit in Google's offices doing this work. And that's great. At the bottom end, you have people who are not in Google's offices who are sitting and doing work for Google. These are people working for consultancy firms like Accenture. And these guys are ruthless, absolutely ruthless. They only care about getting advertisers to use automations, to launch Performance Max, and to use Broad Match. And for businesses at the bottom end with low budgets, these are just bad ideas to just launch. Now, don't get me wrong, PMax is a good campaign type in the right circumstances. Broad Match is a good keyword match type in the right circumstances. You have to evolve your account to get to the point to see if testing these are even viable. It's not a gimme that you're just going to be able to launch PMax and launch Broad Match as campaign options if in your business. It's not a guarantee it's going to work. So really, we're in a situation now where we have advertising reps telling businesses to do these things, launch Broad Match, launch PMax, put display and search in the same campaign type, so you're on both the display network and the search network when you want to focus on search. We have these reps telling advertisers to do all of this, and it's causing real world harm. So the purpose of this video is basically to tell you, if you are an advertiser and you're not having any support from Google's actual employees at the very top of Google, then do not interact with or reply to any Google Ads rep. And I've noticed, and I'm sure you've noticed as well, these guys are getting more aggressive. I woke up last week and in my calendar, I had 3 meetings pre-booked with Google reps for accounts I manage. No conversation with me. They send me emails, I ignored them. In fact, I worse than ignored them. I said, I'm not interested. I'm never rude. Don't get me wrong, I'm never rude. I always just say, not interested, thank you very much. That's it. But I still get calendar invites for meetings to discuss the campaigns of these clients. The clients tell me, Google keep calling me, they keep harassing me, they keep sending me emails, and I don't want to talk to them. These guys are getting more aggressive. It's almost like a sales process where you have like a cold calling environment where you just harass people until they give in. They have the conversation and they launch all of these new types of products in terms of PMax and using Broad Match and turning on all the automations and also apply recommendations. That is what they're targeting. They're not targeting your success. They're not targeting your business goals. They say they are, but ultimately they are not. They are out to do what's right for Google. And I think time has come for advertisers at the bottom end of the market, the small businesses, the micro businesses, those spending less than, say, I don't know, £20,000 or dollars a month on Google, who are going to have access to that lower end of the market. It's time to just shut them down. Ignore them, do not reply to them, and don't entertain it. Give the one-line reply of, sorry, not interested, thank you. Don't be rude. I'm not rude with them. They're trying to do a job, and I get it. They've got a job to do. But it doesn't mean it's a useful job. It doesn't mean it's a good job. And it doesn't mean that you should entertain what they're saying and even engage in conversation with them. Because the chances are, at the end of that conversation, if you do what they say, your results are going to be harmed. I have yet to see anybody interacting with the bottom end of Google's support who has made progress and improvements to their campaigns. I'm sure there are cases where this has happened. I'm sure there are cases where somebody literally has zero clue about Google Ads. Like nothing, no clue. They just know their business needs to be on Google Ads. And they've gone in, and I'm guessing they've probably had some success talking with a rep to even get a campaign running. Maybe they've done some keyword research. Maybe they're bidding on certain keywords. That's another thing. The other issue I've seen on a lot of these accounts that Google reps have touched before they do an audit with me is the keyword choice. They just bulk send you a bunch of nonsense keywords that are nothing to do with your business, and these advertisers, I've seen them add them into their campaigns thinking, this is what Google said, right? We should be doing this. Let's add in all these generic, non-focused, irrelevant keywords into my campaign because the Google reps keyword research said to do this. Again, this is just wrong. It's just plain wrong. So ignore them. Don't engage with them. Do not book a meeting with them under any circumstances. If you're watching this video and you know other people in business who are running ads on Google, send them this video and tell them, do not speak to Google reps in any case. Any case. The only time you should be able to speak with Google is if you need genuine support. And even now, as I mentioned, they want you to tick a box in a lot of places. I don't know if it's live everywhere, by the way, this issue, where Google wants you to opt into them making changes to your account just to get support. But it looks like that's the case in a lot of territories, and it's a very common thing at the moment. Even then, that's a problem. So the only time you should interact with Google is if you genuinely need help. Your ad is suspended and disapproved for whatever reason, and you can't work out why. You've made edits and you need them just to check it over. Maybe it's a false positive. You need them to get that over the line. That's fine. But for growth and strategy, never contact Google. And that's my warning for you today, and that's my rant for today. And this is a bit of a different video to what I normally do, but because it's becoming so common, I felt like I had to say this today. So yeah, like this video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Let me know in the comments if you have had issues with Google Ads reps. And as a next step, I'm going to contact Google about this. I want to see what they say about this issue. And it is an issue. I don't want them to skirt it. So I'm going to contact the ads liaison, and I'm going to come back to you with what she says. Her name is Ginny. Lovely person from what I've seen. I've never met her, but I can see her Twitter, and I can see how she responds to people on LinkedIn and Twitter. I'm sure she's great. I want to speak to her and kind of see what's going on here and see what her thoughts are on this bad practice causing real harm to businesses. But let me know in the comments if you've had issues, and I'll see you guys on the next video.